Talk about the granny who is accused of running a global fentanyl ring, who happens to also be a San Jose Police Union executive. 64-year-old Joanne Segovia was arrested earlier this year in March after a parcel was intercepted in Kentucky and was connected to her. This California grandmother was with the POA since 2003. According to the police union spokesperson, she was like the grandma of the POA. No one is going to think grandma is selling fentanyl. They are making sure to tell us that she is a civilian employee and not with law enforcement. But let's be real. They are saying she has been the face of the police union and she is over here getting favored, just like law enforcement does when they are accused of very serious crimes. They allege that Segovia was using encrypted WhatsApp messages to send and receive massive pill shipments since October of 2015 to January of this year. She was having these parcels disguised as things like chocolates, party favors, and treats and sent to her home. Sources are saying that at least one of these shipments has in fact led to an overdose fatality. But come on now, if she's been doing this all these years and on that scale, how many more are there really? According to the National Center for Health Statistics, at least 1,500 people per week in our country are dying from taking some type of opiates. In recent years, the crisis has become defined by fentanyl, a synthetic opiate that they say is 50 times more potent than heroin. Of course, Segovia denies these allegations. She actually is putting the blame on, get this, putting the blame on her housekeeper, who she claims is a family friend and has a substance abuse problem. Some of this action not only came from her home, but it's also linked back to her office. It would be pretty interesting if her housekeeper had access to her office as well at the POA. These are some very serious crimes and allegations. People want to know why there is not more attention on this case and why Miss Segovia is getting special treatment. Why is there not a mugshot of this fentanyl selling grandmother out there and being distributed? Why isn't national and global media picking up this story on a larger scale? Why has Miss Segovia been booked and released and not had a huge, crazy bail? Why has Mrs. Segovia had the opportunity to not only travel out of town, but also travel out of state for her family events? Last seen at her grandson's baseball game. According to one of her nieces who asked to remain anonymous, they are going to need a lot of healing because they are being dragged across the country over this whole ordeal. Yeah, it kind of sounds familiar when police kill our loved ones. If found guilty, this fentanyl trafficking granny could face up to 20 years in prison. What do you guys think? Has Joanne Segovia, 64-year-old grandmother, been running a global fentanyl ring? Is she running this all by herself? Is she the scapegoat? Or is she taking some more pigs down with her? Her preliminary hearing is coming up on August 28th. It would be great if people are in the area or nearby, if you can show up. It's been very hush-hush for how serious these crimes are, for this woman being directly connected to law enforcement, working for the police union, which could be worse. This needs more attention. Share this with your people.